Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. This is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. This is a reaction video to the Philadelphia 76ers getting the big overtime win to snap our 4-game losing streak against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game was really a tale of two cities, because if we look at the team stats, the Sixers should not have won this game by any stretch of the imagination. But, like many people said in our Sixers fan groups and on Facebook and Twitter, analysts and just many fans, the Sixers persevered, they fought, and they showed the fight and perseverance we have wanted to see in this young team for so much time now in order to close out games. That is something to definitely build on going forward, because we had a very bad game through the first 3 quarters and even the first few minutes of the fourth quarter. Then we went on a huge run, brought it back even. Then we started turning the ball over a little bit more again in the fourth. Then at the end we went on that big run, brought it into overtime, and then dominated in overtime. So this team showed a lot of growth in yesterday's game. They showed a lot of fight, and they showed a lot of perseverance. And they also defended the 3 well for the first time in a long time, which was a big thing in being able to stay in this game in a very ugly played game by the Sixers for about 3 quarters and a little bit longer. They were able to stay in this game largely in part due to the fact that they defended the 3 well, which only limited the buckets for the Timberwolves until the last few minutes. We let Jimmy Butler hit a couple threes where I'm sure some fans were thinking, oh crap, here we go, now we're going to leave the 3 open and get them to win. But we were able to come back from that too, and then they barely, I don't think they hit any, maybe they hit 1 or 2 in overtime, but we only let them go 5 for 29 from 3 when we have been piss poor of late defending the 3. So that was huge in order to keep us in the game. We also out-rebounded them 61-56, which is huge to keep you in a game that otherwise you're playing sloppily, besides the rebounding statistic. And we also had more assists than them. It was 32-19. So they had more individual scores, obviously. They had a lot more steals because we had 26 total turnovers in 14. The turnovers we had, again, were 26. They only had 10. So obviously against a team like the Thunder, who's struggling in their own right this year, but that's who we play next, we have to protect the ball better, because Russell Westbrook will prey and feast on your turnovers, as will Paul George. And in a team that has Westbrook, George, and Carmelo, be it they're not doing great this year, not all those 3 guys, the team in general, they can take high advantage of that turnover count. And plus, they have some really good 3-point shooters on that team, so we have to, again, defend the 3, guard it extra well, and protect the paint better, which we let a lot of their scores be inside yesterday, but it was a balance of win somewhere, lose somewhere else. And by protecting the 3-point line, we were able to really stay in this game because we didn't let them get too far out in front, because all their shots were just 2 points. So this is a testament to the future for the Sixers. It's good that they're able to win an ugly game that they actually have got now played in, where before the Sixers were sometimes outplay the other team, then not be able to close out the game, so it was reversed. But they took a test, they passed the test, and they won a game they got outplayed in. Way to go, Sixers. Now let's look at some of the big boy stats. Richaun Holmes got it done again with 11 rebounds and 15 assists. Dario had 8 rebounds and 14 assists, coming up big with some big threes at the end of the game. And then Joel Embiid, luckily he was back because he helped to defend the rim down low and not allow as much buckets by a guy like Towns. Had 28 points and 12 boards for a double-double and only needed 2 more assists. He had 8 for a triple-double. Ben Simmons didn't do much on the score sheet until the end of the game again, where he came up clutch on a couple dunks. And he had 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 7 points. Amir Johnson is somebody that really needs to get going. He only had 2 rebounds and 0 points. He has been struggling so much of late. He has caused so many turnovers of late as well. He really needs to get going, because otherwise I will put Trevor Booker in heads over heels 5,000 times more than him. Because Trevor Booker has looked phenomenal since he's been traded here. Yesterday he had 5 boards, 5 assists, and 12 points. And he's looked really good on defense. One, he's a better foul shooter as well. And He just has been getting the defensive boards, of which Amir Johnson has not been getting. So Amir Johnson, if he wants to keep playing big minutes on this team, needs to step up now and not later. TJ McConnell had 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. So having him in again helped to defend the three, obviously, because he's a good defender, a very tough guy to defend on offense as well. He's a very gritty player that just gets under your skin in the best ways possible. And having him back was huge. Gibson, we limited Taj Gibson because he got him into foul trouble. Andrew Wiggins did decent. He was only 8 of 24 shooting too, so we still defended Wiggins well. He ended up getting 20 points and 7 boards, but not on a high shooting percentage. Karl Anthony Towns at 19 with 16 boards. He grabbed a lot of boards. He had a pretty solid game. Jeff Teague, we only put 1 for 3 from 3, and he's been very solid from 3 this year with 17 points and 3 assists. Butler is the one that killed us, but he was, again, didn't give him a high shooting percentage. He was 15 for 33, so he was decent. He shot a lot of shots because we made them have to shoot a lot of twos, and he missed some shots that Jimmy Butler would typically make. So it looked like, especially at the end of the game, he came up clutch. But then in overtime, he was missing a lot of shots. It looked like we got him frustrated, which was big in our OT. He had 38 with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Gorgie Dang had 5 boards, and then Jamal Crawford had about 2 boards and 2 points. So the Sixers defended the 3 well, which kept them in this game the entire game, even though they had 26 turnovers to only about 12 for the Timberwolves. In order to beat the Thunder, though, we are going to have to play nicer, cleaner basketball and not turn it over 20 times because Russell Westbrook, I don't care how much the Thunder are struggling, Russell Westbrook has always been one of the point guards that tries to cause the most turnovers. So if you're playing sloppy with the ball, him and Paul George are going to feast on you. But speaking from this game perspective, this was a great win for the Sixers, a great win to build on. We played a game, we fought, we got the fight we wanted to see in this team for a long time, and they were able to persevere and win a game that we actually got outplayed for a majority of the game. Way to go, Sixers. Big game. Let's win it again on Friday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. This has been Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. This has been a reaction to the Sixers' win of persevering and fight against those Timberwolves. Peace out, everybody.